which is another of his problems tonight, is that Inoue's not making that many mistakes. He can't bait Inoue into a mistake, and he doesn't like to lead.
I'm ready. USA, Japan, Monaco, anyway, anytime, doesn't matter. Let's go, Naoya.
He knows he needs a knockout, but he's still playing defense. He wobbled him there.
Oh my goodness, he found the shot. Will it be too late?
He promised to destroy Naoya Inoue, but the moment the first punch landed, everything changed. What followed was pure, brutal karma delivered by the monster himself. For nearly 2 years, fans of Naoya Inoue waited to see whether he would finally accept the challenge of facing Mirjan Akhmadaliev.
Inoue, stop ducking me. One fight, Uzbek power coming. Let's go, champ.
The hard-hitting Uzbek champion, who carried a reputation for power and aggression unmatched by most fighters in the super bantamweight division. Akhmadaliev, called MJ, believed he was the one man destined to destroy the monster. His team repeatedly accused Inoue of avoiding him, claiming he was ducking the mandatory fight. MJ's camp taunted him on camera, demanded he finally step up, and promised that when they met in the ring, MJ's power would expose all of Inoue's so-called weaknesses. Even Eddie Hearn, MJ's promoter, publicly insisted that Inoue had been avoiding the fight and that a brutal upset was incoming. Whether the accusations were mind games or genuine frustration, they created an intense build-up to a fight the entire boxing world wanted. Inoue, as always, didn't respond with trash talk. He simply signed the contract. The fight was set for September 14, 2025, in Japan at the IG Arena, a night that promised fireworks and carried massive implications for the undisputed super bantamweight crown. Akhmadaliev, confident to the point of arrogance, made bold declarations in every interview. He said he would fight Inoue anywhere, anytime, repeated his belief that Inoue was avoiding him because he was scared, and insisted that his power and size would be too much for the monster to handle. He flexed aggressively at face-offs, stared into Inoue's eyes with a challenger's fury, and never stopped promising destruction. Meanwhile, Inoue stood calm, silent, and unreadable, his expression unbothered, his confidence internal rather than loud. He didn't react to the taunts because he never does. He saves everything for the ring. MJ entered the fight with a menacing highlight reel, 3 straight vicious knockouts and one of the highest finishing rates in the division. Many believed he hit harder than anyone Inoue had ever faced. Others pointed out that Inoue had been dropped twice in his last 4 fights, once by Luis Neri and once by Ramon Cardenas, which only increased speculation that MJ's power would finally end his legendary unbeaten run. Some analysts argued that MJ's aggression, upper body movement, and body punching could trouble Inoue the way Nonito Donaire did in their first war. Others believed MJ's new trainer, Joel Diaz, the same coach who prepared the fighter who dropped Inoue previously, could create the perfect strategy. For the first time in years, fans wondered, could the monster be in danger? When the opening bell finally rang, both men stepped cautiously into range, each respecting the other's power. Inoue used his trademark footwork, slipping, stepping, adjusting angles, while MJ probed with jabs and tried to find pathways inside. The first round was tactical, with both fighters exchanging crisp shots, but Inoue's speed was immediately apparent. His jabs snapped with lightning precision, his right hand dug into MJ's body early, and his timing began dictating the pace. MJ landed a few strong left hands, showing he was dangerous, but Inoue absorbed them, unfazed. His calmness seemed to surprise the challenger. The second round continued the pattern. MJ tried to close distance and hammer the body, but Inoue countered with clean right hands downstairs and sharp hooks upstairs. His defensive reactions were razor sharp. Every time MJ fired, Inoue slipped just outside the punch and answered instantly. By round 3, the rhythm was forming. MJ's confidence remained, but Inoue was starting to outthink him. The fight boiled into a high-speed chess match, each exchange a test of will and intelligence. But round 4 changed everything. MJ, determined to prove he belonged, charged forward with more aggression, landing several clean hooks and forcing Inoue backward for one of the rare times in the fight. The crowd roared as MJ stood his ground, inviting Inoue into exchanges. But when Inoue fights inside the fire, his brilliance becomes terrifying. He planted his feet, fired back with violent precision, and punished MJ's ribs and head with combinations too quick for most opponents to see. MJ tried to match his pace and power, but Inoue's timing broke through. A brutal right hand sent MJ stumbling backward. His legs quivered. It was the first sign that Inoue's punches were wearing down even a fighter as tough as MJ. By round 5, MJ's face began showing damage. Swelling under both eyes, redness across his cheek, and heavy breathing, signaling the pace was draining him. Inoue kept digging sharp body shots that echoed through the arena. Every time MJ tried to reset, Inoue interrupted him with jabs, pull counters, and perfectly placed right hands. MJ still swung with intention, refusing to fold. But Inoue always had the last word in every exchange. Inoue wasn't rushing a knockout. He was breaking MJ piece by piece. When round 6 started, MJ launched forward with wild power shots, determined to land the punch he had promised all year would end Inoue's reign. But Inoue's composure never cracked. He slipped the big punches, countered with brutal accuracy, and ripped the body relentlessly. MJ's own body language began to shift from confidence to desperation. The commentary team noted how Inoue wasn't just beating MJ physically, he was dismantling him psychologically. The monster stood directly in front of MJ at times, daring him to throw and punishing him every time he accepted the invitation. MJ had sworn he would knock the monster out. Instead, he found himself unable to stop Inoue's fists from repeatedly collapsing into his ribs, his chin, and his guard. By rounds 7 and 8, the fight had turned into a controlled beating. Inoue's punches were snapping MJ's head back more frequently. The swelling around MJ's right eye worsened, and his breathing deepened. Inoue dictated every exchange. Jab, right hand, angle, body shot, pull counter, repeat. MJ displayed tremendous heart, still firing back, still trying to find the shot that would change everything. But for every success he earned, Inoue delivered a cleaner, more powerful answer. The monster was both brutal and disciplined, showing fans he didn't need a knockout to dominate. His footwork was flawless, his defense polished, and his accuracy merciless. As round 9 began, Muryon Akhmadaliev came forward with everything he had left, trying desperately to change the momentum. He attacked Inoue with looping hooks, heavy left hands, and forward pressure meant to break the monster's rhythm. But Inoue stayed composed, stepping just outside each punch with precise head movement that looked effortless. Every time MJ missed, Inoue punished him immediately with clean counters to the head and ribs. At this point, the difference between the two fighters became undeniable. MJ was fighting out of survival, while Inoue was fighting with perfect control. The timing, the accuracy, the discipline, the footwork, it all came together in a flawless display of championship-level boxing. Even though MJ kept swinging, his punches no longer carried the same danger. Fatigue had weakened him, accumulated damage had slowed him, and the pressure of trying to hurt a fighter who reads every movement like a textbook began to crush him mentally. Round 10 began with MJ still trying to hold his ground, but the punishment had clearly taken its toll. His ribs were bruised, his face swollen, and his legs heavy. Inoue stepped forward with the confidence of a fighter who knew the fight was his. He unleashed sharper jabs, harder right hands, and more frequent body shots that made MJ wince with each connection. The Japanese crowd sensed the shift. Inoue was no longer simply outboxing MJ, he was preparing to finish him. MJ threw a brave combination, but Inoue slipped all 3 shots and countered with a right hand that snapped MJ's head back violently. The impact sent a shock through the arena. MJ stumbled backward and grabbed the ropes to stay standing. Inoue, calm as always, didn't rush recklessly. He waited for the next perfect moment. MJ kept punching, but Inoue saw every opening. Moments later, Inoue unleashed a thunderous counter shot that blasted into MJ's jaw and sent him collapsing onto the canvas. The crowd roared. MJ lay on the floor, blinking in confusion, struggling to pull himself back up. Somehow he beat the count, but his legs were weak and unstable. He tried to recover, but Inoue's expression made it clear the end had arrived. Inoue stepped forward with clinical precision, landing a brutal combination of hooks and straight punches that rocked MJ's head side to side. MJ fired back instinctively, still full of heart, but his body no longer responded with the strength he needed. Inoue ripped another vicious right hand that sent MJ tumbling backward again. This time, he fell with his shoulder slamming against the ropes. The referee immediately waved the fight off. It was over. Naoya Inoue had once again retained his status as the undisputed super bantamweight champion in a performance that showed why he is considered one of the greatest fighters of his generation. The knockout wasn't just physical, it was symbolic. MJ spent 2 years shouting that Inoue was afraid of him, promising to destroy him, mocking him at press conferences and framing himself as the monster slayer. But when the moment came, Inoue didn't just defeat him, he broke him down round by round, exposed every weakness, and ended the fight with a brutal and decisive knockout. Everything MJ said collapsed the moment Inoue's fist landed. After the fight, Inoue remained humble. He didn't celebrate wildly or respond to the months of trash talk. Instead, he praised MJ's toughness and thanked the crowd with the same calm professionalism that has defined his entire career. Meanwhile, MJ sat in his corner with a blank expression, the shock of defeat filling his eyes. All the bravado, all the bold predictions, all the accusations that Inoue had been ducking him, they meant nothing now. Inside the ring, words don't matter. Only skill, discipline, and heart do. And Inoue had proven once again that he possesses all three at a level few fighters in history can match. This fight didn't just protect Inoue's undefeated record, it expanded the legend of the monster. Fans already knew about his power, speed, accuracy, and perfect technique. But this fight showed something even deeper: maturity, patience, and the ability to remain calm while being pushed by a dangerous challenger. MJ hit him with hard shots. MJ made him adjust. MJ forced him into exchanges. And Inoue responded by rising to an even higher level of mastery. That is what greatness looks like. Not just winning, but evolving. The victory also shut down any remaining debate about whether Inoue belongs among boxing's all-time greats. After becoming undisputed at bantamweight, then moving up and conquering super bantamweight against the division's best, Inoue proved he is not just dominant, he is historic. His resume is filled with champions he demolished. His highlight reel contains some of the most brutal knockouts in modern boxing. And now, after breaking down and finishing a fighter as tough and talented as Mirjana Akhmadaliev, the path ahead seems filled with even more possibilities. Could he move up again and chase another division? Could he become a three-weight undisputed champion? With Inoue, nothing feels impossible, and yet what stands out most is not the belts or the fame or even the highlight reel knockouts. It's the way Inoue carries himself, with calm confidence and quiet dominance. He never talks trash, he never chases attention, he never responds to disrespect. He simply trains, walks into the ring, and performs with a level of precision that feels almost unnatural. Fighters shout his name, accuse him, try to get under his skin, but he never reacts. He lets the punches speak, and when they do, the message is always the same. No one is safe. No one can intimidate him. No one can break him. No one can handle the monster. Mirjan Akhmadaliev learned that lesson the hard way. He wanted to prove that Inoue was ducking him. He wanted to expose a weakness. He wanted to destroy the myth of the monster. Instead, he became another chapter in Inoue's story, a story built on discipline, destruction, and excellence. The fight ended exactly how Inoue's biggest fights always end, with silence from the critics, respect from the world, and another brutal knockout added to a legendary career. Inoue walked out of the ring once again as the undisputed king, his legacy growing larger and more terrifying with every punch he throws.